And the Checka Pro Radio Show starts now.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
And here we go. Welcome back to another Checka Pro Radio Show. Of course, I'm Checka Pro Joe. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hey, a special guest in the studio today doing a special radio program. You know, it's been cold lately here in the Houston area. We've had kind of our first cold snap. And a lot of people are wondering how they can save money and be more comfortable in their home. We've talked about this subject many times before here on the Checka Pro Radio Show. I've got Tom, the attic fanatic from Koala Insulation, in the studio today. He is a fanatic when it comes to attics. He is going to help me, help you save money and be more comfortable in your home, not just this winter, not just in the spring, but also in the dead of summer when the attic is so critical to keeping us comfortable. Tom, the attic fanatic, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Excited to be here.
Yeah, it is so great to have you here. You are an expert. You live, breathe the attic. Tell me a little bit and tell my listeners about your background. Why the attic and what makes you the attic fanatic?
I think experience. I've been doing this for about 15 years. Attics, insulation, ventilation, radiant barriers, different things. And we'll talk about a couple things today that we do. But yeah, just an accumulative of time and just doing different things and training through Owens Corning and some of the suppliers and just doing houses. And I've probably visited over 10 to 15,000 homes. So I've seen a lot of attics. So when we come out, and take a look at your attic, we know what we're looking at, and we can really advise the homeowner what to do and what not to do. Because a lot of times you just need to do maybe a couple tweaks. It's usually not an overhaul. It's easy to come out and say, let's rip everything out, let's start all over. But with what we do, we can come out, we'll take a look at your attic and see what you actually need, and we'll go from there, and we'll make it work for everybody.
Koala Insulation, fantastic company. Just so people understand it, it's a nationwide company. However, right. You focus here in Houston, and you work with your close friends and allies, Tyler, Ray, and Ben. They're all part of the Koala team here in Houston.
Yeah, exactly. So what we do is we kind of divide the city up into 3 areas, so that you just kind of like buying from your hometown guy, even though it's bigger group. But that way we're not having the service down in Kingwood or up in Kingwood and then down to League City and then over to Katy. We have our different guys in each area so that we can give you that better service. So it's not a big deal. If we need to come out and take a look in an attic, we'll come out and do a free attic inspection. Usually we're not too far away. You're basically your neighbors. So we'll come out and take a look at your attic and see what you need. And then when we do the job, if we ever need to come back and stuff, people always say, if there was a problem or an issue or they thought there was, and we'll come back and look at it like, oh, I can't believe you came back out, because nobody comes back. It's like, no, we run our business the right way, do it right the first time. And we're happy to answer any questions or, just help the homeowners because we're your neighbor.
A pre-qualified home service provider at Checka Pro, Koala Insulation, and it's great to have you here. I'm going to give out the phone number right now. Now, Tom's on the air, and he may not be able to answer, but there is someone answering the telephone. So if you have a question or you are interested in the products and the deals we're going to be talking about in a few moments, here's the number. Put it in your phone, 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080. If you didn't get it, we're going to be giving out the phone number a number of times throughout the program because I've asked Tom, the attic fanatic, to come to the radio show today with some deals. And that's kind of my thing. Generally, I want my listeners here on Checka Pro Radio to get information. We also like to entertain a bit, of course, and make you chuckle a bit. And I think Tom's going to help me out with that today, hopefully. And we want to make sure that you actually save money. And in this case, on today's program, we're talking about attic insulation. We're going to be talking about ventilation a bit as well. We want you to be comfortable and save money. That's what I want to do for my listeners. 281-677-3080. Let's get into the importance of attic insulation in the winter. Which way does heat go, up or down?
Up.
Aha.
Yes, so heat rises. So when you heat the house, you're spending money either through electric heat or natural gas. You're heating your home. And then you want to keep the heat in the house as long as you can. You don't want it escaping. So the heat's always trying to escape out of the house. So the thicker you have insulation in your attic, the longer that heat will stay in the house. It's like throwing a blanket on. The more covers you put on at night, the warmer you're going to stay in your bed. Same thing with the insulation. So the thicker or the higher the R value, the longer the heat will stay in the house, so it doesn't just escape quickly. I've been at so many houses in the winter, and you'll be sitting there, the heat will come on, run heat to warm the house up, and 2 to 3 minutes later, heater's back on. This is on a 35-degree day or something. It's cold out, so the heat just does not stay in the house. So the higher the IR value, the longer the heat stays in the house. So that's what we look at. We come out, do an attic inspection, see what you have for insulation, and generally most houses can definitely use more insulation. We try to bring them to an R38. That's really a good number. It's about 14 inches of insulation thick. So just a quick thought, if you looked up in your attic recently, you remember what it looks like. If you're seeing floor joists when you're walking around, you can see the lumber down there. You don't have enough insulation. And most houses, about 85% of the houses in Houston market are actually under insulated. So there's a good bet that you're probably going to need some more insulation. And we have some good specials today, especially since it's the off time of year. It's the best time of year to buy actually insulation.
Free attic inspection I see here on my fact sheet, which means that you and your team come out to my listener's home, no obligation, no cost to give a free attic inspection. What might they be looking for in my attic?
Right. So basically, give us a call. We'll come out. We'll take a look at your attic, no obligation. What we do is we're going to come out, measure the insulation, see how much you have, and then recommend how much you need. So if you have electric heat, we're going to recommend a little thicker insulation because it's more inefficient, so it makes more sense to add more insulation. Then we're also going to look at your soffit vents, make sure you have good airflow coming into the attic. Your exhaust, make sure that you have enough exhaust as far as pulling heat out so your attic is not getting super heated in the summer, because that takes a big detriment on your air conditioning system on the roof. So we'll take a look at that while we're there. And just overall, while we're in the attic, take a look at the ductwork. And if we see things in the attic, I find some crazy stuff sometimes, and I'll just let the homeowner know. It's maybe not something that we even do, but it's like it needs to be addressed.
Are you talking about extracting dead rodents?
Sometimes, yes, exactly.
Some nasty stuff up there.
Yes, yep, birds and raccoons and stuff. But normally that's not too bad. Not in this area. Other areas. I think I've went to Florida one time and we had a house there, and it's like, wow, rats and all kinds of citrus rats and stuff. They really tried to burrow in. We do get some of that out in Kingwood. I've seen the woodlands. We get some of that. Generally not so bad. We're not looking to do a complete removal. But we do removal. So if you've had a problem where you've had raccoons or it's nasty, it smells up in the attic, or you've had a mold situation or something like that, we can remove all the old insulation, but that's not the normal. Normally, you're just going to top off what you have and bring it up to a good R value. An R38 is where we try to get it. And then you're in pretty good shape. So we'll do all that during the attic inspection and see what you need. And then if you decide you want to go ahead and have us do it, then we'll schedule it. And we usually get it done pretty quick, usually within a week or so. It just depends on everybody's schedule, but we'll make it work for everybody.
A free attic inspection, that's fantastic. 281-677-3080. Only 6 callers are going to be able to get that. So 6 listeners, the first 6 callers at 281-677-3080 will get that. Once again, 281-677-3080. If you didn't get it, we will be mentioning that number again after the break. The break is coming up in a few moments. After the break, I do want to talk to you, Tom, about R value. We always hear these R numbers.
Right.
R this, R that. I want you to explain in layman's terms when we come back from the break what the R value means in terms of thickness and what it means in comfort and savings in general terms. Also, when we come back, we're going to be talking about the different deals because you've got a killer deal from Koala Insulation on blown-in insulation. Okay, only here on the radio show can the listeners get this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, we've actually we run specials from here time to time, but this special here is really good because it's like I said, it's our off season, and then we also do a better deal for the Checker Pro listeners.
And on top of that, the solar attic fan, we'll get into that a little bit later in the program as well. And there's a huge deal, and we're going to actually be able to offer 2 different things. The attic insulator, absolutely free. We'll talk about the Draft Master, right?
Yep, that's for the pull down stairs that go in the attic, right?
Or I'll give it away. There'll be $200 off. It's a Check a Pro radio show deal off of that fan. But on top of that, a 26% federal tax credit. That's incredible. And that is good between now and the end of this year. We're already in December, so December 31st it ends, but you'll be able to get that money when you do your taxes.
Yeah, now's the time to get that because of the tax credits. So they end December 31st. So as long as it's installed before December 31st, on or before, then you get 26% of the purchase price. That includes the labor and the install of the actual product itself and the install. So you get it's a nice tax credit. I actually wrote some numbers. $232 tax credit plus the $200 Checker Pro discount that we're offering. So it really brings the cost down.
All right. So phone numbers, 281-677-3080. That is the number for Koala Insulation. My guest today is Tom, the Attic Fanatic from Koala. I like that name because you are a fanatic. You love
it. Sounds
attics,
crazy.
Insulation,
right?
Saving money for people. People more comfortable. 281-677-3080. On today's show, we're going to be talking about how to save money, how to be more comfortable. We're going to save you a whole bunch of money on blown-in insulation and on the solar attic fan. And when we come back, Tom, like I said, explain our value to me in layman's terms and my listeners. Okay?
You got it. Sounds good.
All right, it's coming up next right here on the Checker Pro Radio Show. Stand by.
Don't have your new $25 VIP gift card yet? Get it now, free at checkerpro.com.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala Insulation.
Missed part of today's radio show? No problem. Go to checkerpro.com to hear the podcast of all our radio programs. Checkerpro.com.
Do you have dirty shower doors? Do you want your dishwasher to last longer? How about your refrigerator, ice maker, and water heaters? If your water is hard, you need a water softener to soften your water. The owner of Environmental Protec, Robert, will come out to your home for a no-obligation free water test. They have a fantastic water softener that only costs $1,899. It's a special Checker Pro deal. Why pay $4,000, $5,000, or even $6,000 from a competitive product? For a limited time, Environmental Protec is offering a free 5-stage reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of the water softener. That's just crazy. It's a $799 value. You get a free 5-stage reverse osmosis drinking system. The deal gets better, though. 1 year of free salt. There's a 7-year warranty on the water softener. You'll get a free water test, and of course, you're going to get the free 5-stage reverse osmosis drinking water system at your sink in your kitchen. Only 5 of my listeners will get this deal. You've got to call now. 281-764-1928. That's 281-764-1928. Remember, only 5 of my listeners can get this deal right now. So call right now. 281-764-1928. There is no obligation. 281-764-1928. That's 281-764-1928. Call now.
Checker Pro Joe and Tom the Attic Fanatic will be right back with more solutions to reduce your energy bills and make your home more comfortable here on the Checker Pro Radio Show.
Checker Pro Joe here. My friend Russell Metzler is the owner of Gas Product Services. You've heard Russell on my radio show. With 3 decades of experience in gas products, Russell from Gas Product Services is your guy. Gas Product Services sells, services, and installs gas grills, gas lights, gas logs, and all types of outdoor recreational gas products. If you want to build an outdoor kitchen or backyard fire feature, Gas Product Services can do that as well. They service all brands of gas grills, lights, and logs, as well as direct vent fireplaces. They can help you select the right products for your backyard project, and they service a broad area from the Bay Area to Conroe. In the fall months, schedules fill up fast, so call today for an annual servicing of your fireplace or other gas products. Go to their website at gasproductservices.com or check them out at checkapro.com. Be sure to ask for your $25 Checker Pro VIP Club discount. Call Russell today at Gas Product Services, 281-408-4154. That's 281-408-4154.
This is the Checker Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkerpro.com. What are the latest services, products, and techniques? The pros check in here. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Checker Pro Joe.
And having more fun than a middle-aged man wearing a hard hat and tool belt should be having with his good friend Tom, the Attic Fanatic. Koala Insulation. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about keeping you comfortable in your home and to save you a whole bunch of money. I know a lot of you tune in just for that. I mean, let's be fair, everybody. We're trying to save money. And certainly we want to be more comfortable in our home. We really feel it a lot more, Tom, in the summertime, that heat infiltrating. But now in the winter, because we're kind of wimps down here in the winter, we're used to 90-plus degrees. We're not used to 30. This week we had 30s.
Yeah, we had a couple nights where it was, 28, 29, it seemed.
You know, some people really aren't prepared for that. They might have old windows. They might have doors that aren't sealed well, and they're feeling drafts. And the biggest violator is the attic. Heat rises. So heat will go out the walls, granted, but heat really likes to go up. It just does that. And then if you don't have enough insulation in your attic, then we have a problem. We're going to talk about R value in a moment, but Tom the Attic Fanatic was going crazy during the break, and he said, I want to give your listeners, Joe, the offer. The deal.
And that's true. I was like, we didn't give out the deal. We're trying to save them money on their energy bills, but we're not giving them a deal to get it done. So
what's the deal, Tom?
Okay, so we're going to do insulation. So we did this kind of this is a deal, but this may not be exactly what you're going to get because I did this on 6 inches.
Okay.
So we're assuming they have 6 or 7 inches and want to bring it to an R38, which the 6 inches would do. So if you have less than that, you might need a little bit more. You might need a little bit less, but this is going to give you a good idea of what it should cost. So normally to add 6 inches is $1.25 a square foot, and we've reduced that to 99 cents a square foot. So you can kind of figure the math. It's easy. So just we'll call it $1, but it's 99 cents. So if you got a 2,000 square foot attic, it's a 2-story. So maybe you only have 1,000 square foot upstairs. So basically about $1,000 we can insulate your house.
Oh, wow.
And it gets better. So if you have a pull down ladder or a scuttle hole to get up in the attic, which all the houses do, we actually have an insulator that will insulate that door, and it stops all the drafts. That's normally $2.99 installed, and we usually add that to the ticket when we do it. So normally it would be the $1.25 times 1,000 square feet, so it'd be $12.50. But then we would add $2.99 for the insulator. So you're like $1,600 normally. With our special, it's 99 cents a foot. We're going to throw in the free stairway insulator with the insulation, so no cost at all for that with the insulation. So your out-of-pocket cost is only about $1,000 to do the whole project. So now's the time to do it. It's a great deal.
That's a great deal. I've got about $900 worth of attic insulators in my house. You gave me a deal when you came to do my home.
Yeah, you had 3.
But I swear by the Draft Master. Listen up, everybody. The Draft Master is a proprietary attic stairway insulator, or any other hole in your house. It's an attic tent, some people call them. It is superior. I have got 3 because, as Tom knows, Tom the Attic Fanatic has been out to my attic and he's blown in insulation. He's put the solar attic fan in and installed the attic stairway insulator in these 3 different attics I have, because basically I have it's like a story and a half, if you will, house, and I've got 3 different attics. What a difference they make. I don't even need to close the hatch. Just that.
Yeah, you have one on the pull down. So we have them all different sizes. We have one for the pull down ladders. There's 3 or 4 different pull down ladder sizes. But then the walk-in attic. So a lot of people have like little pony walls that go into little side attics and things. And there's really no way to good insulate those. You can put a piece of insulation or something on the back of the door, falls off and doesn't really stop the drafts. Where we actually have insulators that can go on each of those, and it really stops that air movement. Really makes a difference, and it kind of buttons up the whole attic and really makes it efficient as you can get it. And we'll throw one of those in with the insulation job. So if you have 2 of them, 2 attic access or something, maybe we'll work a deal out, but you're going to need to pay for one, but we'll give you one with the insulation. So like that is, to me, that's like my dad would say, like, if you like going to get your oil changed, but you don't have them change the filter, they just change the oil. You're not doing a complete job.
Yeah,
you really need to do that space. That's 8 square feet of uninsulated space if you don't do that ladder. So if there's any insulation company that's coming out and they're not addressing that attic ladder, kick them out of your house, because that is such an energy loss that you really need to do it and make it complete. So we're going to do it right the first time.
Okay, so 6 callers only today. 6 of my listeners will get this deal. Here's the phone numbers: 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080. 6 people call right now. Only 6 though, because this deal is so rich that Tom and his team really can't afford to give it out to unlimited people, and it's only good on the show. 281-677-3080. What do you get? A free attic inspection. There is no obligation for anything if you decide you don't want to buy anything.
Right.
And once again, Tom, why don't you give out the deal? Ordinarily $1.25 per square foot for a 6-inch ad of the blown-in insulation.
Blown-in insulation, right.
Less than $1 now on today's deal, 99 cents.
Yep.
And so if you have a 2,000 square foot house and it's a 2-story house, you got 1,000 feet up in your attic roughly, or you can go and measure it. So 1,000 times 99 is $990.
Yes.
That's it. And instead of paying $299 for the DraftMaster attic stairway insulator, you're going to throw it in for free.
Right, which we never do. So even if we give out a special deal on the insulation, we never throw that $300 insulator in. That's always kind of added at the end. Because people need them. But with this show special, that is an unbelievable deal. So, yeah, I would definitely go ahead and give us a call and get this done before the end of the year because that deal is great.
Yeah, 281-677-3080. It's not just good for the cold weather. It's also good to keep the heat out of your house from the other side. So insulation works both ways. Right now, we're trying to keep the heat in the house.
Right.
And in the summertime, we're trying to keep the heat out of the house because the heat is so extreme here. 281-677-3080. 6 callers only. Okay, I promised my listeners that you would explain R value. What is an R38? Why does it matter if I've got 2 inches or 12 inches? Tell me about it.
Right. So R value basically is a resistance to heat flow or energy. So the thicker, the more R value you have, the more resistance to heat loss, basically, was what it is. So the thicker you go. So an R19 was like 6 inches. R38 is 12 to 13 inches, depending on how it's kind of settled. But it's about an R3 per inch, so you can kind of do the math. So if you have electric heat in your house, we recommend an R49. If you have gas heat, an R38. And then if you never run your heater at all, you're just like, well, I don't ever turn the heater on, but I do need it for the summer. The HVAC side of your house actually requires just an R30 of insulation. That's assuming that you're keeping your attic temperature under control, not letting it skyrocket up to 140 or 150 degrees. That's if you're keeping your attic cool. So if you have an extremely hot attic in the summer, you need even more insulation, but you really can't even have enough at that point. You really need to lower the attic temperature, and we'll talk about that in a minute with the solar attic fans, lowering the attic temperature, so it's kind of a balance of things. But as far as heat loss in the winter, R30, R38 is where you need to be. So if they build a new house, new construction right now is an R30, but they are planning on, the building code is actually going to go to an R38. So we bring everything to an R38 so that if you go to sell the house in 3 or 4 years and the building code has changed, we don't have to come back out and put 2 or 3 inches of insulation in. That doesn't make any sense. We just do it while we're there, because at that point you're just paying for extra insulation when we're there. You're just paying for the product, no labor or anything. We're already there. Well, we can put the 2 or 3 extra inches in while we're there. So that's why we come out. We're going to get a true measurement on the depth of the insulation, and then how many square feet of insulation you actually need, so that we can get you the right price. So you don't really generally insulate over patios and things like that. So
yeah,
you may have an attic may look bigger than it actually is. So we have to come out and measure it first, and then we get you the exact cost and what it would cost to do. But even on a 2,000 square foot 1-story house, really a couple $1,000, you're looking at, these things are like a 2 or 3 year payback. Insulation does not take that long to pay back, so it makes a ton of sense.
Well, we've talked about this before on the radio. It is the single best home improvement in terms of ROI. And in my opinion, it is the quickest home improvement that turns itself around to offer value. At 10 o'clock in the morning, you can start the job. You start blowing in the insulation. By 12 noon, you're down the driveway, you're out. And right. I can already tell that I'm losing less heat in the winter and keeping more cool air in the summer, because it's instantaneous. And it's not just the money, everybody. It's the comfort. Are you tired of those spots in your home where it's cold? I've got a cold room upstairs. Or in the summer, you've got those hot spots. Quickly tell my listening audience, when you've gone up into the attic, you've quickly explained to the homeowner why they may have a problem in a given room, because there isn't insulation over that room. Yeah,
sometimes you crawl up there and maybe it's a room that's farther in the back, and the builder, whoever put the insulation in, because the builders are just, they don't pay much to get the insulation put in, so it's not really put in properly. We do a lot of, go back even on new houses. that other people have built. And it's like, there's not enough insulation in some of these back rooms because nobody's crawling back in there and looking. So they may only have 2, 3, 4 inches, and it should have been like 12. So we'll bring, when we're done, everything is going to be up to, we put gauges and everything in so we can measure the depth of the insulation. So when it's done, we know everything across the board is brought up to an R38, and you're going to be in really great shape.
Okay, 6 callers only, 281-677-3080. I was just notified that we only have 3 deals left, Tom. They're moving out.
Going like hotcakes.
Hotcakes, 281-677-3080. We'll talk more about this right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Missed part of today's radio show? No problem. Go to checkapro.com to hear the podcast of all our radio programs. Checkapro.com.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala Insulation.
Dennis Prager here. I love a good story. This is a story about a guy who just got fed up with contractors. Jim Clouk, a.k.a. Check a Pro Joe, started Check a Pro 15 years ago to solve a problem for himself. The problem? How to find a quality home service provider in Houston. Since 2005, Jim has made his proprietary list of pre-qualified home service providers available to his radio show listeners on his free website, checkapro.com. Just go to checkapro.com. You'll find names, phone numbers, affiliations, and license numbers, everything you need to feel confident about hiring a contractor and getting your project done right. From air conditioning repair to window replacement, you'll find them all at checkapro.com, and sign up for the free $25 VIP club card. This is a special deal for radio show listeners. Hang on to it and use it every time you hire a Check-A-Pro contractor. You can use it multiple times. Get your free VIP club card at checkapro.com.
Check a Pro Joe and Tom the Attic Fanatic will be right back with more solutions to reduce your energy bills and make your home more comfortable here on the Check a Pro Radio Show.
This is the Check a Pro Radio Show.
Check a Pro Joe here for Best Roofing and Siding. The owner of Best Roofing and Siding, Keith Caffey, has a special holiday offer for you, my listeners. $250 off the Eco Roof Restore System. It's a roof cleaning system which gets rid of that ugly black roof fungus. By the way, that black ugly stuff on your roof is called Gloeocapsa magma, and it needs to be removed. The owner, Keith, also is throwing in another deal. An additional $250 off of cleaning your siding with their Eco Soft Wash process. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 281-547-6313. That's 281-547-6313. Stop getting those nagging HOA letters and have the best-looking house in the neighborhood. Call Best Roofing and Siding now, 281-547-6313. That's 281-547-6313.
Hello?
Hi, honey. I love our new home, but it needs work.
No problem. Just go to checkapro.com. Look up what you need by category. This site pre-qualifies service providers.
Pre-qualifies?
Yeah, Checkapro checks references on all its members.
Okay, let's see. Home remodeling, roofers, garage door repair, and landscapers. Oh, look, I can email the companies right from their profile. That must be Checkapro.
From AC repair to window replacement, Checkapro is your source for pre-qualified service providers.
This is the Check a Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. What are the latest services, products, and techniques? The pros check in here. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Check a Pro Joe.
Hey, I want to remind everybody the best way to reach me for anything you need in your home is by email. Joe, J-O-E, at checkapro.com. Joe at checkapro.com. My phone number, 281-398-7767. 281-398-7767. That is my number. at the office at Check-A-Pro, and I am here to help you out with over 100 pre-qualified home service providers. We've checked out their insurance, licenses, and references. And Tom, the Attic Fanatic, joining me here from Koala, is one of them. Put them through the ringer, don't I, Tom?
A little bit, yeah. It's a little uncomfortable, but
yeah.
it pays off for everybody. It's the way it should be.
But it's for our listeners and our VIP club members. Oh, by the way, if you don't have the VIP card, you should get it for free. It's a $25 discount card at Check-A-Pro. Just go to the website, checkapro.com, checkapro.com. Some people think it's Checker Pro, like checkers, chess checker.
Checkers the game,
no,
right?
It's check, like a check mark, pro.com. It's short for check a professional, like checking a professional out. Checkapro.com. Go there, and we'll also enter you in for a chance to win a $100 Home Depot shopping spree we draw for each and every month. And by the way, if you do win that, I will tell you, you will be on the radio with me because I asked that you come on the radio and say a few words. But hey, if you're going to get $100 from Check-A-Pro Joe from Home Depot, you're going to be on the radio. Sorry.
It's like a fee.
It's a fee. It's the cost of winning.
Give me a card. I'll get on there. I'll get excited.
Oh, my God.
$100 is good.
I give you a doggy biscuit.
Right. I'll get excited.
Once again, Joe at checkapro.com, and my number here at the office, our main switchboard, 281-398-PROS, 281-398-7767. Not to be confused with Tom, the Attic Fanatic's phone number from Koala Insulation. We'll be giving that out in a moment. Before we get into the solar attic fan, which I love, great product. Got one on my roof. Love it.
I put it in.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. With your special sneakers. What are those?
Cougar paws.
Cougar paws.
Yeah, you can walk on anything with those. They're awesome.
You can dance it on the ceiling.
Yep. Yeah, nice thing about those, it doesn't mess up people's shingles or anything because it's really easy on the shingles, but they're super soft on the bottom, so you can walk on really steep roofs.
Like suction cups.
Yeah, they're like
almost.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So we'll be talking about the solar attic fan coming up. It's a great product. And but I wanted to finish up with the talk about how important it is to have proper insulation in the attic. So you need to make sure you have, how many inches is it now in general?
12 to 14 inches where you want to be. Yeah.
12 to 14. So go up there and measure it, everybody. And if you don't have it, Tom and his crew, Tyler, Ray, Ben, someone's going to come out and be able to give you a free attic inspection. If you don't want to go up there, don't worry about it. Just call 281-677-3080, and someone will come out at no charge and take a look-see up in your attic, and they'll measure it for you. They'll measure the depth and the square footage and give you a rough idea what it's going to cost.
Yeah, because a lot of times, even if the house is, I'd say if your house is built in the last 10 years, your insulation should be in pretty good shape. If it's older than that, 15 years ago, they only put 6 inches in to start with, so I guarantee you need insulation. But even if it's only 10 or 11 years old, it could have some settling over time, or maybe it never was properly actually enough put in. And as long as they're there, look at the ventilation, because we do a ton of ventilation, even in brand new houses. And I'm talking the houses are a month old, and the customer's like, boy, the attic seems awful hot. Well, and they're like, well, how come the builder didn't do it? It's like, because the builder doesn't pay your electric bills. They don't care. They don't want to put any extra money in the house. If they have to put an extra $20 in it, they won't do it, because they're like, well, I build 1,000 houses a year, and if I have to spend $20 more on a house or whatever it is, it really adds up. That's $20,000. It's like, that's a lot of money. So they don't put any extra in a house unless you're specifically asking for
custom build, please.
Unless it's custom built, and then it's $200 a square foot.
Well, yeah.
But even some custom stuff we look at, it needs more ventilation, and sometimes you don't really know. I guess maybe the architect, when they design it, they think it's going to be okay, but then when it's actually out there, maybe the houses, they put a darker colored shingle on it than they thought it was going to be, or the big slope on the roof is facing due west. It's picking up a lot more heat. So things can happen and things change, and maybe that's why the house seemed like it was going to be okay on paper, but really when the rubber meets the road, it's not. So that's when we come out. That's why the attic inspection is so important.
Free attic inspection, great deal. Ordinarily $1.25 per square foot for a 6-inch ad. Tom and his team are cutting it down to 99 cents. It's unheard of. But wait, there's more. A free DraftMaster valued at $2.99. That is the attic stairway insulator. I've got 3 of them because I've got 3 entrances to 3 different attics. It is so important. Just don't put the insulation in, because you're leaving a big gaping hole where your attic stairway is. It's just not the R value is next to nothing. It's a quarter inch of plywood at best. It's just not good. Okay, so here's the deal. Only 99 cents, and you get a free attic stairway insulator worth $2.99. I'm going to start with the math, and I'll have my friend Tom, the attic fanatic, finish it for me. So if you have a 2,000 square foot house and there's 2 stories, you got about 1,000 in your attic. You can measure your attic. It's easy. Measure one side, the other side, multiply.
Length times width, yes.
You get it. So let's say it's 1,000 square feet. Easy math, everybody. Instead of it being $1,250, it's only $990. But wait, there's more. Almost a $300 value of $299 in the DraftMaster. Continue on with that math because it goes beyond my brain.
Yeah, so on the DraftMaster too, we have 12 sizes though, so we actually measure. That's part of the attic inspection. So make sure you get the right one.
Okay.
So when we do the install, so 99 cents a square foot, so that would be $9.90 on a 1,000 square foot attic, $2.99 free stairway insulator. So that's about a $1,600 normal project. With the show special, $999, based on that 1,000 square feet. Now, if you have 1,200 square feet, it's going to be about $1,200. It's pretty easy math. So it's very affordable and super worthwhile doing. And even if you're going to sell the house in a year or two, that inspector is going to come out. You're going to need to insulate that and get that. It's going to come up on the inspection report. It's going to be a problem. So just get it taken care of. And then you're going to enjoy the house so much more. It's going to be quieter, more comfortable. A lot of people say, with the insulation, I think it paid for itself the first day.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they're so much more comfortable. I'm like, it's comfort.
It's quieter, more comfortable. It's going to save you money. I've been told by our producer now there's only one deal left on this. But don't worry, we have another deal before the end of the show, and that's the Solar Attic Fan. But on the insulation deal, okay, which is probably an important deal for most of you because most of you who are listening don't have an adequate enough amount of insulation. Only one deal left on this, 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080. Call now, only one left. We gave away 5 already. It's a fantastic deal. I mean, the free DraftMaster, I'm telling you, that's actually the sexiest part of this because this is something you get to unzip. It really sounds sexy now, doesn't it? Unzip it and go through it into the attic, and it is like something that NASA would invent or create or develop. It's a solar looking thing. It's got the air pockets in it. It's silver. It looks like a spacesuit. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, it's got a radiant barrier on it. Yeah, it's really, we do the jobs a lot of times, and the customers are so excited about that because a lot of times that door, they know that hallway or wherever it was, it's always uncomfortable. The door never seals right. And we've been looking at this for 10 years. We didn't know what to do. This is amazing. And they're so excited about it. And then we're giving it to them. It's like, that's even the cherry on the top. It's like, wow, we can't do any more than that. This is great.
I know.
So, yeah. Okay. So with insulation, that stairway insulator is vital.
281-677-3080. That's the special number here to call. Koala Insulation, 281-677-3080. All right, let's abruptly change direction, shift gears a little bit. It still has to do with being comfortable and saving money, especially at the end of the year here. And what I'm talking about is the Solar Attic Fan. This allows proper ventilation. It's important all year round to make sure that you're moving air through your attic. You want to make sure that the air is moving for many reasons, even including humidity. And before I forget, because this is a cool feature, on the Solar Attic Fan, it has a thermostat, and it'll go off and on based on that, but it also has a humidistat, which means it'll go on if it's too humid. And it just has a lot of features. It's a great deal. We're going to talk about the deal that Tom is offering in a few moments. Tom, tell everybody about the fan.
So we always say it's all about attic temperature. So the higher the attic temperature is, so the attic fan is going to save you a lot of money on energy in the warmer months. So starting in, say, March through late October. That's when you're actually going to save money, but you still need it even in the winter because it controls humidity. So that can help control, like if you have mold or mold spores in the attic, you want to keep that air kind of moving throughout the attic. So we call it smart technology. So if the fan was, if there was a person, if you were standing up by that fan 24 hours a day with the switch on, you could be reading the temperature and reading the humidity and say, will it benefit the house if the fan comes on? And you're like, yes, flip the fan on. So, or flip it off. So that's what the smart technology does. So it does that automatically, and it really can help lower your attic costs or your energy costs and keep your attic more temperate. Air conditioner lasts longer, roof lasts longer. So it's very, worth doing. And we have a great tax credit as well. And we can go over that after the break. We'll go over that.
I know, I know you're disappointed.
Yes.
Can't get the deal out now. Deal's coming up in a couple minutes.
Do you have a question for Check-A-Pro Joe? Email Joe at checkapro.com.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala Insulation.
Hey, Houston, if you own a home, you need to check out the Check-A-Pro VIP Club Card from checkapro.com. For the past 12 years, Check-A-Pro has been the choice of Houstonians to find local professionals from AC repair, handymen, electricians, roofers, and more. And if you become a Check-A-Pro VIP Club member, you'll get the VIP treatment from every Check-A-Pro service provider. With over 100 local pre-qualified home service providers serving you at checkapro.com, you have access to Houston's best contractors, and your home improvement project will be their #1 priority. As a VIP club member, you move right to the top of their list and receive the VIP treatment you deserve. Plus, club members save $25 on services provided by Check-A-Pro vendors when you show them your VIP card. Just go to checkapro.com to sign up. And for a limited time, your lifetime membership is free. That's right, free. Log on to checkapro.com to get your free VIP card now. That's checkapro.com.
If you want to get a home improvement project done but don't know who to call, I can help. This is Sebastian Gorka. Log on to checkapro.com. You can find pre-qualified contractors for just about any home improvement project at checkapro.com. 15 years ago, Jim Clark, a.k.a. Check-A-Pro Joe, started Check-A-Pro here in Houston. Contractors must meet a rigorous pre-qualification process. Jim and his team pre-qualify all 100-plus contractors on his website by checking insurance, licenses, and references. The website is super simple. Just go to checkapro.com, then select the service you require. You'll find everything you need to feel confident about hiring a contractor and getting your project done right. And sign up for the free $25 VIP club card. This is a fantastic deal. Hang on to it and use it every time you hire a Check-A-Pro contractor. Check out checkapro.com. That's checkapro.com.
Need a plumber? An electrician? How about a roofer? You found the source right here on the Check-A-Pro Radio Show.
I'm taking what they're giving cause I'm working for a living.
This is the Check-A-Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. To find pre-qualified local service providers, click on checkapro.com. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Check-A-Pro Joe.
Hey, that's me. Best way to reach me, Joe at checkapro.com. Joe at checkapro.com. If you haven't had a chance to go to our website recently, it's been revamped. We've got over 100 pre-qualified home service providers. I've got one of them here in the studio with me today talking about insulation, how to keep your home more comfortable and to save money. But if you need anything from air conditioning repair to window replacement, you can find it on our free website. When you're there, sign up for the free $25 VIP club card. You'll save $25 with all of our contractors, and it's reusable. You can use it over and over again with an electrician today, a plumber tomorrow, and in 2 years from now, a roofer, or maybe you need some attic insulation or a solar attic fan. And that is the segue to my guest, Tom, the attic fanatic from Koala Insulation. And Tom, our producer cut you off. We had to go to break.
Right.
You love to give away things. You love to offer special deals to our listeners. We were talking a little bit about the solar attic fan. It's a great product. I've got one in my attic on my roof. Draws the warm air in the summer out. In the winter, it draws that humidity out. We don't want to draw the any warm air in the attic out in the winter. We want to keep as much of it as possible, but we do want to move humidity if humidity is present, which in Houston it's almost constantly present. There's a great deal. Let's go over that.
Yeah, so the deal is normally the solar fan installed 30-watt solar attic fan is $1,095 installed. And generally, you only need one of these fans.
That's $1,095.
$1,095.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Did I
Not
say?
$10.95.
No.
Well, you said $10.95.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Well, I didn't have the 2 zeros on the end here. Yeah. Okay, so $1,095. Generally, you do just need one of these in an attic. Sometimes, too, so if you have a one-story house You may need 2.
Because it's a bigger attic.
Because you have more attic space.
Yeah.
But if you've already got some other ventilation, it still may only require 1 fan because you have other ventilation. So if we're just adding this, I call it a turbocharger for your attic. So if we're just adding this to it, and maybe your attic isn't getting crazy, maybe it's only 125, 130 degrees in the summer, maybe we can get away with 1 fan, and even on a 1-story. If it's getting sky high and you know that, well, the attic's 150 degrees in the summer, probably looking at 2 fans. But you still get the 2 discounts. So $1,095. We're doing a show special of $200 discount. So the out-of-pocket cost today we do it is $895. But then, wait, there's more because you get a 26% federal energy tax credit. That's why we were saying this time of year is actually a great time of year to buy a fan.
Oh, yeah.
So you get $230, $270 off. So really your out-of-pocket cost is $660, $230.
Now, that's not a tax deduction. It's a dollar for dollar tax credit. Explain it to our listeners who are used to, basically the discount on their income. It doesn't work that way. This is a dollar for dollar,
this is
right?
A credit. So yeah, at the end of the year, just say, to keep it simple, if at the end of the year you've been paying your taxes and you owe the IRS $232.70, that's what you needed to pay them. But when you do the tax credit, you don't owe them anything. So it's not a deduction; it's a credit. It's real money. It's dollar for dollar. So a
deduction is generally a percentage. This is dollar for dollar.
Yeah, deductions usually get it for about 10% of what you think it actually is. This is real money. So
yes,
it's really great. So it really brings your cost down to $662 on a solar attic fan. And a lot of people will actually, when put these fans in, they're like, I think it paid for itself the first summer. These are really quick payback, probably quicker than even insulation, because when you lower that attic temperature, you're just taking the load off the AC unit. The roof lasts longer. There's so many things. If you started calculating the value of one of these fans over, say, a 15 or 20 year life expectancy of your roof and everything, it could be $10,000 worth of value. So they're really a great value. So now's the time to get it with the tax credit.
Okay, so $1095 on the Check A Pro Radio Show today. You're going to take $200 off.
Exactly. So
okay, so it's $895, and then there's a federal tax credit of 26%. Now listen up, everybody. I got a better deal from the Fed. I got 30%. It's going down, or it may go away. So it has gone down. It may or may not go away. We don't know for sure, but this is the best time to take advantage of it, because it's possible it could go away or continue to go down. But if you take advantage of it today, you'll get your money back quicker. Because if you wait until January 1st, you won't get it until 2022.
Exactly.
The money back.
Yes. So if you do it now, it's 26% guaranteed. That's the tax credit for 2020.
Yeah. So you'll get that. Now, I did ask Tom, and he agreed to this. There's a couple ways you can save money on the fan. There's the $200, but I said, well, what about throwing in the attic stairway insulator, the Draft Master? And you said, well, in lieu of, right? So either the $200 or the $300 or $299 valued attic stairway insulator.
Right.
Either way, it's a great deal.
Yeah, if you need both, it might make sense to go to $1095 and get the free stairway insulator. That's going to be a better value than the $200 discount. So it's really almost $300 discount at that point.
Yeah.
So if you need both, and if you don't have the stairway insulator and your insulation's good, but you need the fan, then I would go with the fan and get the free stairway insulator with that. That's probably the better way to go. But we can sort that out when we come out to do the attic inspection and see what you actually need. Because sometimes we get out there, I've had people, they call and we go out and they're like, I know I need insulation. And we get up there and you're like, no, your insulation's fine. And then, well, there's something wrong. I can't keep the house cool. And well, no, actually it's the ventilation. So the first thing to do is come out, let's look at it, get it diagnosed properly, and then we'll move in to see what you actually need. And we give you a quote right there on the spot so you know what it is. If you like it, we'll get it scheduled, we'll get it done, get it taken care of for you. We don't play a lot of games. The price we quote you is the price that you're going to pay us. We're not going to add. We don't have a contract that says we're going to add. We can add up to 30% if we find that we need to put more insulation in or we need to do this or that. Nope. The price we give you is the price that we're going to honor. We're going to get the job done. I don't care if we lose money on the job. We're going to do it for that price that we all agreed on.
281-677-3080. Tom had told me he could do 6 of the insulation deals, but only 3 of these, especially since we're running out of time and margins, profit, and so forth. I mean, you can only give so many away. So 3.
Right, there's not a lot of margin.
So if you're interested in this, once again, there's no obligation. 281-677-3080. Someone from Koala Insulation will come out and give you a free attic inspection. If you're interested in the insulation or if you're interested in the solar attic fan, then you will get that deal, but you have to reserve your spot. 281-677-3080. 3 callers only right now. Could you quickly, before the end of the program, Tom, recap both the insulation for the people? Well, those are all gone. Can you do another one or two of the insulation deals?
Yeah. Just
Sorry.
Give us we can do that. Just give us a call.
Okay, so only, can we do 2 of those?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more.
Let's do that.
All right, so quickly recap the insulation. Only 2 more of those left at 281-677-3080. No obligation. And then we have 3 still. The phone is ringing, but that's fine. We have 3 of the solar attic fan. Go for it.
Right. So the insulation will come out. We'll measure your insulation. Based on our special, we'll do a 6-inch ad, normally $1.25, 99 cents a square foot with our special. And then we also throw you in a $299 attic stairway insulator. It's called the DraftMaster. This is a really good one. This is like the premier insulator that goes into an attic stairway. So we put that in, and actually that comes right out of Conroe. So we're a local, we buy right locally. Same thing with the solar attic fans. They're both made by the Attic Depot, so you can take a look at them online as well. There's more information there. The deal on that, so 99 cents a square foot. So if you have a 1,000 square foot attic, you're looking at about $999. But we're also going to throw in the free stairway insulator. So without the deal, if you would have bought this yesterday, this is about $1,600 value. So this is a great offer.
It's huge.
And then the same thing on the fan. If you need a fan, if you needed a fan and a stairway insulator and the insulation, you're still under $2,000 for the whole thing, and that's before the tax credits kick in. And we can show you how that works when we get there. But the value here is really, this is a great value on this.
No, it's fantastic. And like I said before earlier in the show, it is the best return on investment in terms of home improvement. It is not that expensive. You're only talking about a couple $1,000s in general. Sometimes you can get away with $1,000 job. And, some people do put $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in their attic, but some people have larger homes. But you get it back in terms of, well, first of all, it's more comfortable. So that you can't put a dollar figure on, but it's more comfortable. But you're going to save money. And when you sell the home, it's going to be worth more.
Exactly. Yeah, I always tell people, so sometimes we go out to a house, I'll do an attic inspection, and it's like, you're good. You don't need anything. They're like, we don't need anything. I'm like, no, you're good. Normally we can do something, but if we come out and say, well, you need $2,500 worth of insulation and fans and stuff, that's actually what you need. We're not pulling your leg. It's the real deal. So we've been doing this a long time. We'll get you the right diagnosis and get you taken care of.
281-677-3080. 281-677-3080. No obligation. Give them a call. Tom, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hi friends, Check-A-Pro Joe here. Are you tired of spending so much money on your utility bills? Is your home comfortable, or do you feel all the drafts in your home? Well, I have a quick economical solution. What is it, you ask? Koala Insulation. Yes, Koala Insulation is a premier home insulation company focused on being prompt, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. Call now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Check-A-Pro Joe here for Best Roofing and Siding. The owner of Best Roofing and Siding, Keith Caffey, has a special holiday offer for you, my listeners. $250 off the Eco Roof Restore System. It's a roof cleaning system which gets rid of that ugly black roof fungus. By the way, that black ugly stuff on your roof is called Gloeocapsa magma, and it needs to be removed. The owner, Keith, also is throwing in another deal. An additional $250 off of cleaning your siding with their Eco Soft Wash process. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 281-547-6313. That's 281-547-6313. Stop getting those nagging HOA letters and have the best-looking house in the neighborhood. Call Best Roofing and Siding now, 281-547-6313. That's 281-547-6313.